Hey guys, I say that like as if anybody's here, nobody's here yet, but I say it anyway because people will watch the replay. You know, as you guys know, the first 5 minutes or so is just going to be waiting for people to get here. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll start talking. Ask the question: is Donald Trump a con man? Which, of course, I mean, the answer is yes, but I want to see what people have to say. This is my third politics live stream of the day. No mob tube shows today. I don't really see any point in doing those anymore, but every now and then I will. Pat Travelino, what's up, bro? You're always the first one in the chat, my brother. Four people, hit the like button, please. I got to get a life. Nah, you're good, Pat. I have a feeling you have a life. Mark Askew, what's going on, brother? I haven't seen you in a while, or at least I probably have, probably yesterday or something. I don't know. Hey, Christian must be exhausted doing these political. Oh, Chris, you must. Is that what you meant? I am. It is exhausting arguing with people the same shit over and over and over again. You know, it's a lot. But I'm on a mission. I got a goal. You see, guys? I told you, politics is the way to go. I've gained well over 1,000 subs in 2 weeks. And hopefully tonight we'll hit 10,000. You know, made some money today too on the politics shows. That's good. More would be great, but you know. Yeah, my mom's B-Day, LOL, 1 to 2 days. Oh, really? Have the shows been financially successful? Well, like I said, the first one I did today was I made like $172, I think. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, Nick. I got to get more, I got to get it to the point where there's donations, it's more steady and I can count on it every show and stuff. It's going to be a while. But point is, my channel starts failing. I don't lay down and die and say, fuck it, it's all over. Oh, no. I switch lanes. That's what I do. Well, I appreciate that, Captain Homer. I do. That means a lot to me. No, not bad at all. Yeah. We talking sports? Yeah, this is the show for sports. No freaking Z now. 20 people. Everybody, please hit the like button. If there's anybody here who isn't subbed, please sub. It's extremely important, especially tonight. Extremely important. This can't be wrong. Hey, it's late for you. How you doing? This can't be wrong is the boss here. She could take over this whole channel right now, and there's nothing I could do about it. That's actually true. Well, thank you, Pat. Thank you. You guys are going to learn a lot about politics. Michael Hensley, hello. Good to see you. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is true. Miss Cambion could take over this whole show right now. I wouldn't even know what's happening. She'd just be putting comments up on the screen, and she could take me right off the screen if she wants. Yeah, she's the boss. 25 people. Everybody, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully some people... Wait, who's this? Yes, Purvis Brown. Yes, he is a con man. He is. Oh, I know, Ronan. I know. But I'm just asking the question because I like to see different people's answers. People are going to come in here and say, no, of course he isn't. He's a good man. He's a God-fearing Christian, fucking, patriot and all this. Yeah. I love the back and forth. I do. I really do. I love going back and forth with people. It's fun. I mean, it does get exhausting. I'm not going to lie, but yes, yes. There's times when like last night I had enough. I did 2 politics shows. I got maybe around 20,000 views or something, and it's not that I was satisfied. It's just that I was exhausted towards the end of the night. Me and Shannon were trying to watch a movie. I was falling asleep and shit. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing a show tonight. There you go. That's right. Morally, Trump is the Antichrist. I believe you. I agree with you. Are the Democrats caving? I don't know. They will. They always do. It's like their job to cave to Republicans. But it does look like Schumer said no to whatever deal was on the table tonight, and he walked out. Schumer's a no 45 minutes ago. Politico. Sanders, Schumer speak out against deal to end shutdown, emphasize healthcare fight. That's what they need to do. The the quest for justice is eternal. Yeah. I don't know. We're not getting too many strangers in. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going on here. We got a bunch of regulars here. Really? The fuck? All right. I wish it showed me my likes on here. I'd like to know what I'm getting. Let me see. Let me go over here. I can figure this out. Where are we at? 8 likes. We should have more than that. Greetings from Scotland. What's up, Andrew? Shout out to Scotland. Wait. 9 likes. Yeah. Thank you. 40 people. All right. So there's some Trump supporters here that aren't regulars. They're watching. 53 now. It's moving up like the Jeffersons. So do me a favor and hit the like button and subscribe. And guys, I just want to remind you, because it is important. That's why people like me do these shows. Money. So there's the Cash App. The Super Chat button is down below. And I should have already put my information in the chat, but I don't think I did. So I'm going to go right ahead and do that now. Yeah, I did put it in there. My information for PayPal, Venmo, everything's in there. Smash that like button. Thank you. 40. We just went back down to 40 people from 48. Have you seen Trump making a speech at the NFL game? Insert name here. When? Today? Absolutely, con man and more. Definitely. Nick Fuentes, 2036. That's who you want, huh? I don't know if that'll happen, but then again, if Trump can be president, anybody can. I don't think Trump is a con man, but he has an ego problem and a bad businessman. Yeah, you don't think he's a con man, though? I mean, like, his whole presidency is really just one big con, you know? I mean, he's always been a con man since he was a young man. No, not on the link yet. No, Pat, no. Oh, okay, JGB. Thank you. Yeah, he's a con man. I mean, his whole life is just one big series of cons, you know, from the fucking the bankruptcies, because, you know, he would start businesses and then wouldn't worry about failing. He would just file bankruptcy, and Daddy would usually save him. You know, he would stiff workers when he shut down his businesses. He stiffed union workers who built his buildings. The whole presidency is a con. This is a guy who was a lifelong New York Democrat. Pro-choice, by the way, because he probably paid for more abortions than any man on the planet. And he's convinced, I don't want to say half this country, but probably about half this country, that he's like a God-fearing, church-loving, flag-waving patriot, which is the craziest shit I've ever heard. How many millionaires or politicians aren't cons? No, I'm with you on that, but not like this. Not like this. In my opinion, you know. Def not a con man. Really, Corey? Wow. Why would you say that? Just out of curiosity. Nothing that Trump's done makes you think of him that way? Makes you think, wow, this guy's full of shit. Like, for example, how about the fact that he's about to take $230 million from the Department of Justice just because he feels like it? What about that? What do you think? You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Trump is a mobster. He truly is. He truly is. He's a mob boss, no doubt. He is still pro-choice, so I don't know what your point is on that. Not according to him, Bob. He's pro-life, according to Donald Trump. So, I mean, remember the guy that helped overturn Roe v. Wade? Yeah, he claims to be pro-life. All politics is a con. Yes, true. 90% of the Dems are cons. I don't know about 90%, but probably. But again, not on this level. Not on this level. I mean, this guy has been president for like 10 months and he's doubled his net worth. I mean, he made $3.8 billion off the office of the presidency. And he sells sneakers and watches. He's still selling watches and Bibles. I mean, it's insane. Trump is a pedo. He is, in my opinion. He was not known for not paying for his construction projects. 100%. I call him the orange con man. I call him the orange cocksucker. It is impossible for a Democrat to be a Christian. Oh, yeah? Why is that? How come Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were church-going Christians and Donald Trump never walked into a fucking church in his life? Why is that? And don't tell me anything about Republicans being Christians because they're the least Christ-like people in the fucking world. The Bible was all about feeding the poor or feeding the starving and helping the poor. You know, the Republican Party is the complete and total exact opposite of all that. He is a child R word, in my opinion. How many billionaires and politicians are pedos? And is the question we should be asking. MAGA, you got a big problem. Yeah, I don't know. I bet your wife sleeps with other men. Oh, so that's your argument? Okay. Well, I bet I could fuck yours. I guarantee it. I bet you I can, Michael. Gotta admit it. Gotta admit he is hilarious to listen to. Who is? Trump? Michael Prevet, you should probably hope that I don't take a screenshot of your name right now and do some digging and find out everything there is to know about you and make you pay for talking about my wife. Not doing anything illegal or anything. I don't break the law anymore. But let me just get your name down just so I could do some research later. There you go. Now I'll block you. If you haven't already been blocked. Ask the union guys he hired if he was a con man. Oh, they would say 100% he is. If Obama and Biden did nothing wrong, then he doesn't get any of that money. No. Bob, he's not, there's not going to be a legit lawsuit. He's just going to pay himself $230 million. He said it himself. It's not going to be like a real lawsuit. He's just going to pay himself. That's it. $230 million. Trump is a 34-time convicted felon. He is. These are great questions, but were you asking the same things about Biden? No, because Biden, Scott, they're not the same person. Why would I? You could tell me what you think makes Biden a con man, and I could tell you what I think makes Trump a con man. And let's see how it turns out. So Obama and Biden must have broken the law because that is the only way Trump is getting that money. Nope. He controls everything. He's just taking it. Even when I say he's suing the Justice Department, he's really not. He's just going to pay himself damages. He's pro-choice clearly, but nothing wrong with pro-life. Okay, except for the fact that he says he's pro-life. According to him, he's pro-life. According to him. For the love of Christ. Praising the Supreme Court for overturning Roe v. Wade. Praising them for it. So that's pro-choice? Okay. How would the evangelicals vote for him if he didn't claim to be pro-life? Huh? Yes, Donald Trump has repeatedly described himself as pro-life. This stance is a core part of his political identity for his conservative base, and he has often referred to him as the most pro-life, or to himself as the most pro-life president in American history. You guys don't even know that, and you like blow this guy on a regular basis. Like, you guys probably have shrines to him in your house, and you don't even know that he claims to be pro-life. What the fuck? Sorry to hear that. Donnie Grifter, Donnie Dictator, Donnie Peto, Donnie Putin Jr., man of 1,000 names, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub. Yeah. What in the hell are you talking about? You're a moron. Well, you've heard me talking, so if you haven't figured it out, I don't know. You might have to get somebody to translate for you or something. For decades known as Don the Con. Yep. Harris, a Christian, is a joke. Why is that, Corey? Why is that? When she's always lived her life as a Christian, she's always gone to church, stuff like that. Why is that a joke? You're deluded, typical lefty. Tell me how. Don't just leave your stupid drive-by comments. Like, you'll just drop a comment off and bounce. Tell me why I'm deluded. Don't just tell me I am. The only people who are getting rich are the Heritage Foundation. But not just them. The billionaires are getting richer, millionaires too. Because Christians are pro-life, Democrats are pro-abortion. Yes. But the point is, though, that Donald Trump claims to be pro-life. And the fact that these assholes come in here and say, he's pro-choice. He could never be pro-choice, and he would have never been elected. You know how huge the evangelical voter base is? That's why he claims to be pro-life, because of them. Oh, man, none of your biz. You are as gay as they come. You know how I know? Because only gay people have shit like that on their mind. It's very strange for you to say that. Harris sucked her way up the food chain. Really? By getting elected to all her positions? How many people did she suck off? Because she was a prosecutor. Then she became a district attorney. You have to be elected to that. Then she became an attorney general. You have to be elected to that position. Then she became a U.S. senator. You have to be what was I saying? Elected to that position. And then she became the vice president. You have to be elected to that position. So who is she sucking off, just out of curiosity? Well, that's because Trump wants it back. So that is true then? Trump is asking for the money back? Because that's what I heard earlier today. Democrats voted to end SNAP benefits. No, they didn't. They absolutely didn't. How come most white Christian nationalists are pedos and part of a MAGA movement? Explain that one. Yeah. MAGA molesters are giving anonymity. Just because you go to church doesn't mean you're a Christian. You cannot promote sand and be a Christian. Promote sand and be a Christian. You can say you're a Christian, but that doesn't make you a Christian. So do you believe Trump is a Christian? Because, again, Bob, basically what you're saying is, I don't care what proof I see that Kamala is a Christian. I'm Bob, and I say she isn't a Christian, and I have to be right because I'm super smart. That's what you're saying? You're in Kamala's head. You know her religious beliefs. So you know she's not a Christian. You're Bob. You're just Bob. But somehow you know the ex-vice president of the United States of America is not a Christian. That's amazing, man. Could you, by any chance, give me the Powerball numbers for Wednesday? I'd appreciate it. Bro, I'm a Dem and I am a baptized Christian. I just don't attend since it's become overrun by hatred. I've been reading the Bible and keeping myself educated to shut down maggots who try to argue. Very smart to do. Yeah. I know many Democrats that are Christians. Pretty much every Democrat politician, because he never visited Epstein Island. There's zero proof. Bob, you want to see something? Don't matter. You won't believe it anyway. Facts, you're allergic to facts. Watch this. Is there any proof Obama went to Epstein's Island? Fact check, an old vacation picture of Obama. Wait a minute. The Obama family has been photoshopped. It has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. There's fact checking sites that say no. But Obama was never on the island. There's no proof of it. Obama photo altered. That's what you guys do. Obama was in a boat with George Clooney, not Epstein. Fact check tools claims by social media. False. So, there you go. But Bob, it's okay. You could just say shit. Believe me, I've had for 4.5 years, I've had a crew of people that just say shit. There's no proof behind it, no evidence, no reason to even believe it, but they just say shit. I call them the just say shit posse. So if you want, you can be inducted today as the newest member. And you've actually already been initiated by just saying shit. You know, just saying shit that has no meaning, that's not true, that's completely false. You're now in the just say shit posse. Congratulations. Without a doubt. I'm full of it. Okay, tell me how, Sherry McKay. You're an idiot to come here talking shit using your real name, but hey, people even fake their deaths around here too. That's true. That's true. They don't know me well enough yet, Miss Can't Be Wrong. They don't understand what a enormous mistake they're making by talking about my family while using their real names. They have no idea. My parents were Democrats and Southern Baptists. If you broke a commandment, you were destined for hell. Serious Christians. We were taught the golden rule. Yep, gotcha. Trump's sheets are dirty, but what politician isn't? Just a question about Biden is all. I mean, you want to try to compare the two? Like, what has Biden done, for example, that there's proof that he did wrong? Just out of curiosity, proof. I'm curious. He's creating generational wealth for his family to live off the American lives. To live off the American lives. Okay, all right. I don't know what that means, but the only bipartisan we will get is these politicians hiding the fact. Yeah. Remember when Bibles say you can keep your doctor if you want to? When the Bible said that? Do you mean Obama? So that's what you guys do. You literally go to the one lie Obama told. When I could tell you, for example, and this is a fact, during Trump's first term, he told 30,000 verifiable lies, 30,000 verifiable lies and misleading statements, false or misleading statements. Donald Trump lied today. He lied yesterday. He lies every single day. But you're right. Obama did tell that one lie. So, yeah, they're definitely on the same level. No, he's really not, Kevin. You've been brainwashed into believing he is, but he's not. Wouldn't be pro-life because he supports the death penalty. Well, they all do, but they call themselves pro-life. You got to understand what pro-life really means is they only care about fetuses. Once you're born, they'll send you to war. They'll put you on death row. They'll cut off WIC, food stamps, everything, so you can't even be fed as a child. They don't give a fuck. Republicans care about no one. Remember when Biden said he was a truck driver? No. Trump will always be the president till the earth ends. I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest. This tool voted for Kamala, must be impressed by her accomplishments. No. I'm not even a big Kamala fan. But if it was Trump versus, say, SpongeBob, I would vote for SpongeBob. If it was Trump versus, let's say we could bring Jeffrey Dahmer back from the dead, and it was Trump versus Jeffrey Dahmer, I'd vote Dahmer all the way. No doubt about it. Yeah, it doesn't get worse than Trump. This Jagoff had a fake mob channel. How do you have a fake mob channel, just out of curiosity, Billy Brutus? Is it a fake channel if I interviewed actors from all the mob movies and TV shows like Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, The Irishman, A Bronx Tale, Goodfellas? Is it a fake mob channel if I've interviewed multiple ex-wise guys, or at least associates that were in witness protection and stuff like that? People from all 5 families, except Lucchese, but they're channel. So would that be a fake mob channel? What would be a real mob channel? Just out of curiosity. Just a hater? Sure. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. It's important, especially if you're on my side. Don't leave me hanging. Hit the fucking like button and subscribe because I need a certain amount of subs tonight. I'm not even going to tell you how many. Also, Show some class and contribute. You're watching the show. You're entertained. There's the Cash App. All my info is in the chat, and there's a super chat button. You would because you're idiot. Y-O-U-R, idiot. You're idiot. Okay. And you can't read or write, you spell, or you don't understand grammar, and you're illiterate. Yeah. That's right. Me. I get EBT. Why don't you ask some of the people in blue in the chat about my income? What pro-life means is you pay your own way. Yeah, that's not what pro-life means. SpongeBob all the way, right? Yeah, that's what you did. You voted Biden SpongeBob, basically. I'll tell you what, 136 presidential scholars or something, conservative, liberal, and independent, all, voted Trump as the worst president in the history of America. And I believe Biden was like 14th best or something. You guys don't even know anything. If I asked you to name a piece of Biden legislation, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. You don't know anything he did. You just listen to people say he didn't do anything, and then you repeat it like the jerk-offs that you are. That's all. Can you read all 40,000 pages of Epstein files they released and tell you read all 40,000 pages of the Epstein files? You should be quiet. Do you mean until, you jackass? There's hundreds of thousands of pages left. You realize that, right, dummy? Hundreds of thousands of pages. And they're covering them up because Trump is in them. That's why they aren't released. Trump could release them tomorrow. Okay? So, Bob, I hate to break it to you, but your boy's a pedo because you're an idiot. Hey, at least you spelled your right. Now tell me what I'm wrong about. Tell me what I'm wrong about. I'll go to the bottom here. Just name one thing that I've been wrong about. Jane Creek, $2 for the entertainment. Thank you, Jane. Thank you very, very much. Let me see. Biden. Well, so all this time you still have it, Bob? It's been what, since like 2014? I think that sounds like a you issue to me. Biden administration was so bad that 2 million registered Democrats didn't even vote last election. Stuff like that happens all the time, right? Why don't you go check how many registered Republicans didn't vote? How about that? Biden's CHIPS infrastructure. CHIPS infrastructure? Do you mean the CHIPS and Science Act? Is that what you mean? My dog has more common sense than any Trumper. I don't even know your dog, and I know that's true. You wouldn't know either. You just repeat whatever your master tells you. Me? I don't have who's my master? I don't have a master. I don't care about any politician, including Biden or Harris or Obama or anyone else. I love my family and stuff. You guys worship that orange-faced cocksucker. You worship him. You would do anything for him. He's literally the only person you trust, and he's also the only person who's lying to you 24 hours a day. You guys got suckered. I know you don't want to admit it, but that's why this channel is called Street Smart Politics. I am too street smart to be suckered by a lifelong, well-known con man. You guys are not. Okay? So that's all. I mean, just don't be mad about it. It's just the way it is. If you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself. So you named the one thing that Biden had an issue with, borders. Yeah, borders. I'll admit Biden sucked. Although he did try to pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill right along with a whole bunch of Republicans and other Democrats, and Trump put an end to that. He put a stop to it because he didn't want to fix the border. He just wanted the issue to run on. Because let's be honest, if he didn't have that issue to run on, if Biden would have fixed the border, Trump wouldn't be president right now. That's a fact. So he crushed that bipartisan border bill so he could run on the issue. Let me see. I could even play a Republican saying that for you, I think, if I still have them. Oh, I might have deleted them to make room. What's this? God damn it.
Public. The problem is the Republicans, not the Democrats. We know how the Democrats are going to vote. It's too many of my Republican colleagues are unwilling to vote to secure the border.
First, there was an effort to make law, which requires you to deal with Democrats. And then our nominee for president didn't seem to want us to do anything at all. That took months.
Everybody who comes on this floor and says our border's broken, we should do something about it, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we didn't get there. President Trump opposed a Senate bill. We couldn't find a better way forward. that would get 60 votes.
It was painful to be able to watch it. It got stirred up in all the presidential politics, and several of my colleagues started looking for ways. After President Trump said, don't fix anything during the presidential election, it's the single biggest issue during the election, don't resolve this.
That's on Donald Trump, Senator, not Democrats.
Right.
That's even Fox News saying it. Donald Trump said, don't fix the border issue. So there's one thing. People be like, he's the worst president, like play 30 of the 50. People be like, he's the worst president, like play 30 of the 50. All right. All right. What does that mean? I don't know. Democrats could have released them 4 years ago, Baldy Locks. They didn't. So why isn't Trump releasing them now? Fuckface. Why is that? Brianna Presto. Great job using your real name. Brianna Presto. Why isn't Trump releasing them now? Forget about what happened 4 years ago or didn't happen. Why isn't Trump releasing them now? That's the question. And Pat Travolino, thank you for the $10. If I didn't already thank you, my friend. I appreciate that very, very much. You have been gaslighted, cowboy. Don't call me cowboy. Call your boyfriend cowboy. That is the gayest thing anybody has ever called me. Don't do that anymore. How's that? How have I been gaslighted? How? Are you saying he should break the judge's orders? Bob, that goes to show how stupid you are. Yeah, Trump did. Yeah. Because he's the one that campaigned on the subject, not the Democrats. That's right. Eli Susan, that's right. So Bob, let me break some bad news to you. Because of course this is something you don't know. I could tell by your comment. No judge has anything to do with the Epstein files being released. Okay? Trump didn't go to a judge to have the Epstein files released. He had to satisfy MAGA because even MAGA got mad for about 5 minutes that he lied and said there's no Epstein list. There was an uproar. People were losing their shit over it, rightfully so. So Trump went to a judge. He made sure it was an Obama judge too, just to make sure there's no chance he'd win the case. Okay. And he sued, he tried to get the judge to release grand jury testimony from Ghislaine's trial. Do you understand that? Only grand jury testimony from Ghislaine's trial. And not only did he know that most likely the judge would turn him down anyway, but the judge can't even release that. And Trump and his lawyers knew it because Ghislaine Maxwell's case was still on appeal. So he did not go to get a judge to release the Epstein files. The Epstein files are in the Department of Justice hands right now. Pam Bondi said it just a few months ago. They're sitting on my desk. I have to go through them. It's up to Trump. If Trump says today, release the Epstein files, they get released, period. The government is literally shut down because of the Epstein files, but I know you don't know that either, Bob. Well, thank you. We fit together. I appreciate that. Biden transporter illegals over state lines. He transported illegals over. Okay. Yeah. No, he didn't, but all right. You get me the credible source. I'll look right into that. Name calling is all the left can do. Yeah, Steve Rubino. Like if you look at this chat, there's not a whole bunch of Trump supporters calling me every name in the book. Yeah, it's the same way I do it on MobTube, which I'm sure that's where you're from. I simply give back what I get. You know, whatever the fuck you give to me, that's what you get back. Period. If you want to insult me, I insult you. These brainwashed Dems are lost. You honestly believes we're the ones that are brainwashed. Okay. Trump is in the Epstein files and there are pictures and videos. Probably. If Trump was in the files, he would have been outed. The example given arrest Burns to get him, and he's the most persecuted individual ever. Oh, God, Jimmy. Oh, cry me a river, bitch. Listen. I'm not even going to go over this anymore. It's like 50 times in every show I got to do this. You dolts have been convinced that if the Democrats knew Trump was in the files, they would have released him. The problem is we have no idea if Democrats knew Trump was in the files. And even if we do, the bottom line is Trump didn't or they didn't release them. That's it. Who cares? That's in the past. Okay. Trump is in office now. He can release them now. They lied to your face, Jimmy. They lied to all of us. Pam Bondi said, I have the Epstein list. It's on my desk with all the other files. Okay. In May, which is probably a month after she said that, or 2 months, something like that. No, a month, I think. Pam Bondi sat Trump down and said, listen, your name is all over the Epstein files. This has been reported by every news outlet, including the Wall Street Journal, which is owned by Rupert Murdoch. Pam Bondi told Trump, your name is all over the Epstein files. They then assigned 1,000 FBI agents to redact his name. And about 3 weeks later, they came out and said, there is no Epstein list, even though Pam Bondi just said it was on her desk. So if you don't realize you're being lied to because Trump is all over those files, you're too stupid to go on in life. He wasn't doing it by executive order, Tony. So he was trying to pass legislation. But that's why I'll say that Biden sucked on the borders, because he could have done it a different way, no doubt. You lied about why did not saying he's a truck driver. What do you mean he said he's a truck driver? What do you mean? I don't even know. And who would give a fat baby's dick if he did say he was a truck driver? What would that matter? Is he a rapist is the question. Was he found civilly liable for sexual assault? Was he accused of R-wording a 13-year-old with Jeffrey Epstein? Stuff like that. Who even cared? Did Biden lie about being a truck driver? Who even gives a fuck? Let me see. Yeah, it looks like he did. Now, what the fuck does that have to do? I'm talking about Trump telling 30,000 lies in one term, and you guys are like, well, Obama lied about Obamacare, and Biden lied about being a truck driver. I'll tell you what, Biden could lie about being a firefighter, a cop, a fucking baker, a candlestick maker, a butcher. I did that in the wrong order. Anything, anything. And as long as he's not lying about the Epstein files because he's a pedo, I'm just fine with it. Especially since Biden isn't the president any fucking more. Talking about him is pointless. Good for you, Rain Man. Inflation still 3%. Employment down after tariffs. He fired BLS because he didn't like their numbers. LMAO. Trump is feelings over facts. Yeah. You all have lost credibility with Trump derangement. Jimmy, just because you don't know anything, bro. Don't come at us like that. You don't know anything. All the shit we're telling you is facts, and all this shit you're saying is nonsense you heard on Fox News. You're a brainwashed guy. You are. You're brainwashed, man. You don't even realize that Trump is who he is. That's deranged. I see Trump for what he is, a lying, cheating scumbag. You see Trump for being like this God-fearing, fucking flag-waving patriot who loves our country. You're out of your fucking mind. He's only in this to enrich himself. That's it. So you can call people things, but say don't call you. Call me whatever you want, but you're going to get it back. See, look, nobody's okay, fuck stick. You are an idiot. Yeah, nobody's insulting me. It's just me going wild over here. Yeah. Wait, this is really called street smarts. This is hilarious. Kevin Metz. Yes. Let me tell you something. If you believe in Donald Trump, if you believe anything he tells you, you have zero street smarts, zero whatsoever. None. How is it that Israel manages to humiliate the USA like this, kissing walls left and right? Well, because Donald Trump belongs, basically, he's split down the middle. Half of him belongs to Putin, the other half to Netanyahu. He posts AI images of himself shitting on you, Jimmy. Certainly does. Trump was lied to about the list, and he was pissed. Okay, we fit together. You literally just made that up. I study this shit, bro. And if that was true, I swear at everything I love, I would say it. That is literally the first time I've ever heard that. You're completely full of shit. He wasn't lied to about the list. Bro, let me ask you something. Is it that hard to believe that a guy who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein for 10 years, okay? That's Jeffrey Epstein's own words saying that. A guy who's been photographed and videotaped multiple times with Jeffrey Epstein where they're just partying and having a good time and pointing out chicks. A guy who met his wife, Melania, through Jeffrey Epstein. A guy who had sex with his wife, Melania, for the first time, before they were married, of course, on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. A guy that's on Jeffrey Epstein's flight logs 8 times. A guy who is in his little black book, Epstein's little black book, 13 times. Everything I just said is an absolute fact. You can look it up yourself. You're telling me, not to mention, the guy's been accused of sexual assault 27 times, Donald Trump. He's been found civilly liable for sexual assault. He's been accused of by beauty queen pageants, whatever the fuck it is, Miss USA pageant. What did I just say? Beauty queen pageants? No. Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, of walking in on naked girls. Okay. And he used to brag on Howard Stern about doing it, how he could do it because he's the owner and he could just say he's inspecting shit. Okay. A guy who's been openly talking about wanting to fuck his own daughter since she was a little girl. It's that hard for you to believe that that man is in the Epstein files. It would be more shocking if he wasn't in the Epstein files. If I found out he wasn't in the Epstein files, I would fucking pass out. Please hit the like button and subscribe, everybody. It's very important. And do what Filthy Faker here did and use the super chat button, donate, or the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. It's very important. That's what all these YouTube shows are here for. Supporting Dems or pubs isn't strong or smart. Maybe you meant street smart. I don't know. But what you don't understand is I don't care about any of them, Filthy Faker. And thank you for the $1.99. I truly appreciate you. I don't care about any of them. Okay? I don't care about the Democrats. I don't care about the Republicans. I defend Democrats when you compare them to Trump. Other than that, I don't care. You just heard me say Biden sucked when it came to the border. I'll tell you that in a heartbeat. The problem is you won't say, well, Trump did this wrong or Trump did that wrong. Because you guys, I'm not talking about you, Filthy Faker. I'm talking about I don't know if you're hardcore MAGA, but the hardcore MAGA people, they cannot admit when he's wrong. He is infallible. He is a perfect being. He's like Christ to them. They can't say he's wrong about anything. That is true cult mentality brainwash shit right there. That we are not like that. I don't give a fuck. If you say something about Biden, my feelings are not hurt. But if I say something about Trump, you guys are calling me every name in the book. Look, libtard. You guys are trashing me left and right. People are in here talking about my wife. All kinds of shit. Okay? So that's the difference. You know why? You know what's funny? I used to hear people say, I know Trump's going to win the election. This was in 2016 and before 2024 election. Okay. I know Trump's going to win the election because everywhere I drive, all I see is Trump signs. I don't see no goddamn Hillary Clinton signs. And then later on, I don't see no Biden signs or Kamala Harris signs. You know why that is? We are normal individuals. Okay. We ain't doing any of that. You won't catch me fucking dead in any kind of political hat. Biden, Harris, Obama. I don't care if Newsom runs next. Never. You ain't going to see me with an I'm with Bernie shirt on. Never in a million years. No yard signs in my yard. No desecrated flags with a politician's name all over them hanging from my porch. None of that. I don't give a fuck. And most of us don't. We support a guy because we think he's the better choice. That's it. You guys, it has become MAGA's entire identity. Like it's your entire identity. Trump, 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 Trump. People have lost their kids, their wives, everything, businesses over this man. And he wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. He despises you people. Don't you understand that? He hates working class people. He hates poor people. He looks down on you. Okay? So it's just amazing to me that you guys don't realize this, and you guys don't see that the reason you're called a cult is because of the insanely bizarre shit you do. You follow the man around the country and go to every fucking rally. You buy his merch, his products, his sneakers, his watches, all his horse shit. You wear his stuff. It's bizarre. It is insane. You guys don't realize it. That's sickening. And here's the worst part. No matter what the fuck he does, like Bob here, you will say, nope, not true. Even if you see him do it with your own eyes, you'll still deny it. I could show you stuff right now that would make the case for Trump being a pedo. But I bet you after I show it to you, how much you want to bet? I'm going to show you guys a video. After I show it to you, you're going to say it's AI or it's taken out of context or it's bullshit somehow. Guarantee it. A diary authored by U.S. President Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley Biden, describes showers taken with her father when she was a child, probably not appropriate. Yeah, which means she was most likely a baby or something. I guess, I wouldn't do it, but she also, don't leave out, Bob, don't leave out that she introduced him at the DNC, that she's always with him, and she's publicly expressed her love and adoration for her father. Also, she said that in that diary, her words were taken out of context. She said that herself. So don't forget that stuff. Don't forget all that. I know how you like to conveniently leave things out, if you even know these things. Filthy Faker 199, I was MAGA until the files, both sides divide us. They do. But Filthy Faker, I give you all the credit in the world. See, that is a man who supported Trump but said, nah, the files, that's too far. You're going to cover up for the biggest pedophile ring in American history? Nah, too far. You guys, you're fine with it. You're fine with him covering it up. You think that dumb bitch was a better choice? Dumb bitch compared to who? Considering Donald Trump's IQ is about 73. And he's never been anything more than a slumlord, a failed businessman, and a reality TV show host. You're talking about the dumb bitch that graduated Howard University, then became a prosecutor, then a district attorney, then an attorney general, then a U.S. senator, then the vice president. She's a dumb bitch. Crawford, let me ask you, what have you accomplished in your life that makes you smarter than Kamala? I'm curious. Yeah, Gabrielle, that's complete bullshit. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me tell you something. This is another reason I say, yeah, they treat him like a god. You guys are fucking as unaware as could be. You guys are so either uninformed or misinformed or just so ignorant that you don't understand anything. We were barely holding on before Harris and Biden left. Let me tell you something. These are all facts. Feel free to Google them as I speak. I don't spew bullshit. Everything I say is a fact. When COVID hit and Trump grossly mishandled it because he's a fucktard moron, when he told us it's just like the flu, it'll go away like that, and don't wear masks and all that horse shit, he destroyed the entire economy. The entire economy. You want to talk about barely hanging on? When Trump left office, he left office with 2.5 million less jobs than he entered office with. The only other man to do that in history was Herbert Hoover. And why do you think it happened with him? And if you know anything about history, okay? He had a 14% unemployment rate. 14, that is unheard of. Under Biden brought that unemployment rate down to a historic low of 3.2%, the lowest it's ever been. The lowest it's ever been. Donald Trump lost 2.5 million jobs. Biden gained about 16 million, which, by the way, is 4 times more than the last 4 Republican presidents combined. I know you were told that, Gabrielle. You were told, oh my God, because you listen to Fox News, that the whole world's falling apart. The economy's terrible. It wasn't. I hate to tell you, as far as GDP, as far as the stock market, as far as the unemployment rate, the jobs numbers, he was creating 180,000 jobs a month on average. Donald Trump has been in office for 10 months and he's created 500,000. And the last 4 or 5 months have been the worst job numbers since, I believe, the Great Recession. So no. Biden fixed Trump's mess, and now Trump's making another mess because guess what? Grocery prices are up. Everything. Beef is up. Veal is up. Pork is up. Everything's up. And inflation is up. Inflation was 2.7% in July. It's 3% now. Oh, I forgot. Gas is a little cheaper. Oh, and then the tariffs have made everything more expensive. Every fucking thing you buy is more expensive because of tariffs. Okay. So you just don't know anything. A potato. Yeah. You think like Trump isn't? I mean, let's just say a person was an actual potato. You know, take a look at Donald Trump. What do you think? Like 300 pounds and round, basically the color of a potato. He paints himself every day. You know, what do you think? I would have to say most likely Trump. Trump was an agent to help bust Epstein. Oh my God. The misinformation. No, he wasn't. No, he was not. You can look it up right now. He was never an agent to bust Epstein. Christ all fucking mighty. He talked to Epstein, to the lawyer of the people, the lawyer who was representing Epstein's victims. He talked to him. That's it. And nobody even knows what he said to him. He never went to the FBI on Epstein. He never testified against them. And he was never an agent working to bust Epstein. You guys, you literally, no one looks it up to prove you wrong. You can't prove me wrong, Eric. It's not that they're not looking it up and proving me wrong. They're looking it up and finding out I'm right. Do you understand? Tell me what I'm wrong about. I'll prove it to you right now. Tell me anything I'm wrong about. I'll listen. Trump didn't do 9/11. YouTube, Barack Obama, when he was president, and his stance on undocumented illegal immigrants. Why in the fuck would I have to YouTube that? I'm 46 years old. I was right here. You know? Yeah, he deported about 12 million illegals. He was called the deporter in chief. We know that, except Obama gave everybody due process. He wasn't having old women tackled in the street and American citizens locked up for hours only for ICE to find out that they're actually legal and they can't be deported. We don't have what's going on now. You just used the Lord's name in vain. You're going to hell. Well, it's a good thing I'm an atheist who doesn't believe in hell. Trump went bankrupt 7 times. He's not a good businessman. Even Mike Cuban said that he's a good business. What? Mike Cuban. You're Cuban. Okay. You're wrong. Y-O-U-R. What am I wrong about? This is right out of CNN. Judge rejects Trump administration request to release Jeffrey Epstein grand jury documents. Yes, Bob. Holy shit, Bob. I literally explained this to you. Grand jury. It's the grand jury fucking testimony from Ghislaine's indictment. Do you understand that? That is not the Epstein files, Bob. Look it up. Ask if the grand jury indictment is the actual Epstein files. It's not. Oh my God. They can't release that. It's not that the judge rejected it because he rejected it. Trump knew it was going to be rejected. He doesn't want any of that shit released. But he was safe in asking the judge for that because it is literally illegal. Not even a judge can release grand jury testimony when a case is under appeal. Ghislaine Maxwell's case was under appeal. Trump knew what he was doing. Okay, that's why it wasn't released. It was not the Epstein files. Bob, you literally proved me right in your post. Jeffrey Epstein grand jury documents. Yes, grand jury. Holy shit. Yeah, no shit. Fact check everything he said. If Trump told me the sky was blue, I'd go outside and check. The FBI said he helped them under Biden. Sissy Walker, get me the credible source right now. Google it and get me the credible source. Let's see. Did the FBI say Trump helped them under Biden? The FBI has not stated that Donald Trump helped them under the Biden administration. Instead, the FBI and Department of Justice have been involved in several profile investigations concerning Donald Trump during the Biden presidency. Watch. Did Trump help the FBI with Jeffrey Epstein? No. Even look at this. This is great. Here's an article. Speaker Johnson says he misspoke about Trump being an FBI informant. It never happened. It never happened. He didn't help them. What is this? What does this say? Great to see your real life insanity. God help your family. People surround you. And 2, minimize showering with his daughter, saying daughter was a baby worth investigating. If this your mindset, angry. Wow. You're definitely a Trump supporter. Did his daughter come out and say anything with her words? Did she come out on TV and say, this should be investigated? You have no idea what my dad did to me. Did anything like that happen? She said herself her words were taken out of context. So, yeah, but just ignore all the stuff Trump did and keep focusing on that. Look, this is a very, very, very intelligent comment by Keenan Wimbley here. Don't spam the thing over and over and over, please. I'll have to block you. Fucking right. Clinton, we're a nation of immigrants, but we're also a nation of laws. Yeah, that would be true. That would be true. TDS is strong in this room. The chat room? Well, I don't know. I'm not in it. But believe me, the Trump derangement syndrome only exists with you guys. This right out of CNN, he just posts the same thing again. And even though I explained it to him, he still doesn't get it. Grand jury testimony that's not allowed to be released because Ghislaine's case is under appeal is not the Epstein files. Pam Bondi has the Epstein files. What, you didn't believe her when she said it? You didn't believe? Did you hear Pam? Let me see. I guess you guys didn't hear it. You again, uninformed. Pam Bondi says the Epstein files are on her desk. Please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you can, contribute to the show. Figure it as a tip, you know, especially if you're enjoying the show. I'm providing you with something, you know, it's a give and take. There we go.
Maybe releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay.
Let me play it again.
We'll check back with you. The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was
so the most
done at the directive
important part of the Epstein files, the list, Pam Bondi has. Not curious about that? She just said it herself. I don't want to hear. What are you going to tell me? Oh, she thought it was the list. It was actually a menu for lunch. No. It was the list. And then they came out and they told you after this happened, there is no list. And you guys are like, well, it doesn't make much sense. But if Trump says so, then we'll believe him. Nice edit clip. Luis Martinez, it's not edited. Look up like as if you have a brain in your fucking head. Look up Pam Bondi says that she has Jeffrey Epstein's list on her desk. And you'll find it. It's not edited. Watch.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
Okay. So, and that's from Fox News. In case you're wondering the source, that, as you can see down there, that's Fox News. Fox News. Let me guess, that's not a reliable source for you guys, even though it's the only source you trust. And besides, it doesn't have to be a source. You saw her say it with her own words, and it clearly was not edited at any point. And any of you can look it up right now, and you'll find the exact same video I played. It's literally, it's on Fox News on YouTube. It's titled, AG Pam Bondi says the Jeffrey Epstein client list is sitting on my desk right now to review. Go check it out. But this is what I mean. Luis Martinez. See, this is true brainwashing. He just saw her say it with her own mouth. And he says, nice edited clip. So there's no proving anything to you. When you guys say, prove it to me, it doesn't matter. If I brought Trump live on this show and he told you that he said exactly what I said he said, you would say that's not really him, or, no, it's a robot. You got a robot from Elon. You would make some horse shit up. You can't just say the guy is wrong. You can't do it. It's amazing. I could tell you, shit every politician did wrong. You want to bring up Democrats? Democrats fucking, he lied about Obamacare, Obama, okay? His drone program was horrific, horrible. How many innocent people got killed with the drone program and all that? Biden's brains were leaking out of his ears. He should have dropped out of office long before he did. He never dropped out of office. He should have, though. Okay. And he was horrible when it comes to the border. See how easy that is? Now, you guys tell me, as MAGA people, what has Trump done wrong? Please tell me. Filthy Faker 499. Best case is he said he would release the list and failed. Worst cases, he has something to hide. Not a good look either way. 100%. Thank you, Filthy Faker, very much for contributing, man. I appreciate it. I think you're the only one so far. Yeah, you're the only. Oh, and Jane Creek. Yep. I could swear the red light cameras are set up in their favor to trap people. I don't know. Trump is the plug. Obama is perfect, but he did well, and so did Biden. Wasn't perfect? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every time a Republican leaves office, a Democrat takes office and cleans up their mess. Clinton did it with the first Bush. Obama did it with the second Bush. Biden did it with Trump. Now Trump's destroying everything again, and hopefully Gavin Newsom in 2029 will start fixing Trump's mess. You believe her when she said it's on her desk, so why don't you believe her when she said she hasn't found anything? You just take what fits your narrative. No, fuckface. She said, he asked if you found anything yet. If you listen to her, she said, I didn't go through them yet. She said, I have to go through them. Okay? I'll tell you the exact timeline of what happened. She said, and I'll play it again if you want, I have to review them. They're there with the JFK files and all the other shit. He said, but did anything pop out to you so far? And she said, not yet, because of course she didn't review them. Now, after this happened, this was in February. In May, because she started reviewing the files. And it was reported again, I'll say it all over again. It was reported by every publication, including Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal. She sat Trump down and said, your name is all over the files. They then assigned 1,000 FBI agents to redact his name. And about a month later, 3 weeks or a month later, they came out and said, there is no list. Okay? So, yeah, sorry. When somebody tells me something's on their desk and then comes back out later and says, turns out it wasn't on my desk. Yeah, I don't believe them. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And the Department of Justice, they don't understand. Biden's Department of Justice was not, they weren't controlled by him. There was daylight between the presidency and the Department of Justice. You know what I mean? Like that's why his own son was fucking prosecuted and convicted by the DOJ. His own son. Trump literally runs the FBI and the Department of Justice. I showed this shit earlier. He sent a tweet out. He thought it was a fucking private message to Pam Bondi. He accidentally put it on Truth Social, where he's telling her, nothing's happening to my enemies. We got to get moving on this. We're looking weak. And he specifically mentions, I want James Comey, Letitia James, and I forget who else indicted. And within days, they were indicted. That's why Trump, it's not like Biden could say Justice Department released the files. Maybe he could have, but they weren't one entity like that. They're not supposed to be like they are with Trump. So Trump could say right now, release the file. By the way, Biden didn't run on it. Trump ran on releasing the files. Charlie Kirk told you he'd release the files. Nick Fuentes did. All the Republicans did. Trump himself did. Now he's covering them up. And you're like, no, it can't be that he's covering them up. Galena is sitting in Club Fed. Yeah, Ghislaine got put after she met with Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, and Donald Trump's ex-defense lawyer. Okay, after she met with him, and she said on tape that Trump never did anything wrong because she's looking for a pardon. They put her in a cushy-ass prison that, according to Bureau of Prison rules, she's not even allowed to be in because she's a sex trafficker, and they don't allow sex traffickers in a low-security prison like that. Okay. She wound up there after meeting with Trump's ex-defense attorney and his deputy attorney general. And she's going to be getting a pardon, believe me. Trump doesn't even really deny it. So, how about when Donald Trump said that Ghislaine, he wishes her well after she got convicted of pedophilia? He said, I just wish her well. That isn't a sign to you either? Common sense tells us we will never see the actual list because there's too many powerful people like politicians, Hollywood, CIA, FBI, powerful people around the world. That's why Dems didn't release it. Maybe, Daniel, but again, the Dems didn't run on releasing it. It was not an issue back then like this. It was the Republicans. Do you realize that it was Trump supporters? It wasn't Anderson Cooper or Don Lemon talking about release the files. It was Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. They were the two biggest podcasters in the world insisting that Jeffrey Epstein didn't, and also that the Department of Justice has the Epstein files. This was under Biden. He was saying this. They were saying this. Okay. They were the ones pushing for it. So Trump ran on, I'm going to release the files. And now, not only is he not releasing them, it's the unbelievable cover-up that's so shocking. The blatant, right out in the open cover-up. The fact that our government is basically shut down right now simply because of the Epstein files. I mean, it's unreal. The shit you guys will talk about Biden, but all that stuff I just mentioned, you're like, nothing to see here. You guys have been trained very well. If it's something you don't like, you say fake news or TDS. That's all. Trump set up Biden with the withdrawal from Afghanistan. He did. I'm surprised you'll admit that, Jason Cougar. Yeah. By set up, you mean because it didn't go well, I'm assuming, right? Because that was Trump's plan. Let me see. Who ran on Dems policies from 2008? Where did that even go? I lost it now. I don't know. You're such a deranged liar. Okay, now tell me what I lied about. Just tell me. No, I'm far from a genius, but compared to people like you, I'm like Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein rolled into one. But Trump also has much better results than the Dems had. Dems have went downhill the last 20. That's not true. What results? What do you mean? Everything's up now. Everything that Biden did, he's fucking it all up now. I just explained that. Not all of Jeffrey Epstein files that could be released have been made public. While a significant amount of material has been released, substantial records remain sealed or under protective order. They're not sealed or under order. They're not. That's grand jury testimony. They're not sealed. The Department of Justice has them. I'm telling you. Tammy Stansell, $5 super sticker. Thank you, Tammy. It's funny, Bob. How come when they asked Trump about this, he doesn't say, well, they're sealed, or a judge said no. He says, why are you bringing that up? We're still talking about Epstein, and then he calls his own supporters stupid for wanting the answer. By the way, I forget what I just said, Tammy, so thank you again for the $5 super sticker. Presidents usually have a heart and usually some best interests for the people. I think so, yeah. You would seriously vote for Newsom. As a person that voted for Donald fucking Trump, you're asking me would I vote for Newsom? Yes, I would, yes. Biden was the worst president of our life. There is no way that any Democrat or Republican can seriously say that he was good. Listen, it's 130. Hold on. How many presidential scholars rated Biden and Trump as presidents? Biden, 14th in scholars' presidential rankings. 14th out of 46 at the time. Not bad, huh? You want to know where Donald Trump is? Curious? Now, this wasn't just liberals. This was liberals, independents, and conservatives. They all got together like a little brain trust of presidential scholars, and they rated Trump the worst president in American history. Yeah. So how does that work out for you? And these are experts on this. But let me guess, they're all biased, right? Look, I'll show you the scores. Let's go through some names. Bill Clinton, 66.42. Barack Obama, 73.8. Joe Biden, 62.66. And all the way at the bottom, 45. Okay, I thought it was 46. 45, 10.92. Okay, that's liberal, independent, and conservative presidential scholars. So you ain't got to take it from me. Literally, the experts rated him the worst president in history. Let me see. Okay, bye. What is amazing? How are you accuse somebody without any proof? I don't accuse somebody of anything without proof. What do you mean? I never did and I never will. No. It's the exact opposite, Mr. Loco. I'll debate you right now if you want. And you can fact check everything I'm saying in real time while we're debating. No problem. Yeah, of course. Filthy Faker, 199. Good chance a lot of Dems and pubs in that list. Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. Yep. You know what's funny about these people, like this person who just said they're leaving because somebody asked the question and I called them fuckface? Every show starts out the same. I start out the show nice and calm, and I'm just talking to people, asking them for their opinions. And within minutes, I'm called a libtard, and I'm made fun of, my face, my head, my fucking everything. You know, there's every insult in the book. They're talking about my wife. Some cunt that was just in here was talking about my mother and my wife, even though she doesn't know who they are. And you know, she's probably a pig, and they're both class acts. That's the shit I put up with. But when I come back at them and I call them names, I'm wrong. It's amazing. I've dealt with this for 4.5 years. These are MAGA people. MAGA people start shit, and then when they get it back, they're the victims. They're professional victims. Donald Trump is their leader. He's the biggest victim. Somebody said earlier, Trump is the most persecuted man in American history. That's like when people say John Gotti was persecuted. John Gotti, the mafia boss? No, John Gotti was a criminal. He was prosecuted, not persecuted. The FBI pursued him relentlessly because he was a mass fucking murderer, okay? Donald Trump is a super criminal. The guy has broken every goddamn law you can imagine for at least the last 10, 11 years. And that's what they went after him for. But he is convinced all of you he's just an innocent victim. You guys get that mentality from him. You guys will call me names all day, and then when I call you a name back, oh my God, look, he's calling us names. Ugh, you're all butthurt, okay? And I dealt with this before. This channel was about the mob, and for 4.5 fucking years, I dealt with asshole trolls who would start shit with me, and then when I went back at them, they would play the victim. So I guess it's MAGA people are just exactly the same. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Either that or there never really was a place to begin with. What do you mean? You mean list, maybe? Yeah, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. He did say that, Virginia Giuffre, yep. Okay, prove that Obama, Biden, and Trump is Hollywood. You can't. You want me to prove that they is Hollywood? What the fuck, Gabrielle, does that even mean? Prove that they is Hollywood. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Biden accomplishments, the infrastructure bill, the CHIPS Act, the cancer moon launch effort, college debt reduction and forgiveness. It's a long fucking list. Don't forget the PACT Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the American Rescue Plan. You already mentioned the bipartisan infrastructure bill. Yeah, don't forget about those things. Where's Bongino now? In a position he doesn't belong in. They released over 40,000 pages of the files. It's still being held up by a judge. You can say whatever you want, but you refuse to believe in the facts. Bob, you are wrong. I told you I study this shit. They were literally talking tonight with Mike Johnson about releasing the Epstein files. How come none of them say that it's sealed? It's not sealed, Bob. You are a jackass. I'm telling you, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. They have the Epstein files. You just heard Pam Bondi say it with her own lips. So are you saying Pam Bondi lied? Just out of curiosity. Bill Clinton wouldn't let them. Yeah, right. Bill Clinton, listen, there's equal amount of proof that Bill Clinton was on the island that there is that Trump was on the island, although it's much more likely Trump was on the island. Bill Clinton is on the flight logs, except every trip that he took on Epstein's plane is documented. It was a humanitarian effort. They were going somewhere in another country, and the Secret Service was with him. Donald Trump just rode on Epstein's plane. Okay. So, and by the way, he had his own planes, but for some reason, he chose to fly in the Lolita Express. Clinton signed, what is that? Okay. Yes, my point. Why wasn't the Dems after it? Why wasn't CNN after it? Come on, dude. Does it matter? Does it matter? Like, I don't know what you want me to say to that. You're talking about the past, Daniel, when this is happening right now. That's how disingenuous you are. Don't act like you care about the issue when you're going to talk about shit that didn't happen, still questioning why it didn't happen, when right now, as we speak, Donald Trump is covering up the files. Don't listen to Bob. Bob's an asshole. I'm telling you. They have the Epstein files, the DOJ. Pam Bondi said it herself. I just played it for you. Okay? So it doesn't matter. It was not the left's issue, Daniel. Do you understand that? CNN wasn't going on and on about it. The Dems weren't. It wasn't their issue. It was the Republicans who went crazy with your conspiracy theories and everything else that Epstein didn't, which I actually kind of agree with you on that. And it was the right-wing podcasters and politicians. It was your issue. It wasn't our issue. So why would CNN or anybody be pushing it? Joe Biden did not run on releasing the files. Donald Trump did. Holy shit. No, I would never say the Democrats had the files because I have no reason to believe they had the files. Nope. Are you for voter ID? I don't think it should have to be that. You should have to have ID. No. And by the way, illegal immigrants voting is a myth. It's not a real thing. It's never really happened, and it never will. Okay, that's not possible for an illegal alien to vote. Just letting you know. Epstein list is at your psychiatrist's office. Okay. Trump and Epstein were besties. Epstein had a framed 8x10 photo of Trump on his desk. Not just that, but Michael Wolff talked about when he interviewed Epstein, and Epstein showed him some pretty disgusting pictures of Trump with some young girls. When Pam Bondi was being questioned by Congress and they asked her, does the DOJ have those pictures? She sat frozen. She would not answer. You know why? Because if she would have answered, she would have perjured herself. She wouldn't have said yes, of course. She would have had to have said no, and she would have perjured herself. So she stayed silent. Why didn't she say no, that doesn't exist? Now, Daniel, you don't even know that they had them. As of late 2024, data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics indicates that for the prime age population, ages 25 to 54, approximately 19 to 20% were not working. What's your point? What does that have to do with anything? I don't understand. What's your point? Very confused. I don't know. Epstein was Cash fucking Patel's podcast subject for a year. Yeah, and Dan Bongino. Yep. No. Okay, if you say so. I didn't say I'm for open borders, but sure, you guys just say shit. So whatever you want. Yep. So stupid. You're always going to have illegals leaving your doors wide open, much less inviting them in will only get you mosquitoes too. All right. So then no proof as to who you are or a citizen to vote, huh? How come we've gone this long without voter ID laws? Why is that? You can't name me one federal election where there was widespread voter fraud. Go ahead, look them up. See, give me the source. I'll look them up too. This is stuff that you guys are bullshitted into believing. Do you understand? Tucker Carlson got fired because of this. Fox News had to pay $780 million fucking dollars because they lied about the election being stolen. Trump tells you illegals voted. No evidence of that. No evidence. Go Google how many illegal aliens voted in the 2020 election. Go ahead. Come back and let me know what it says. Tens of millions of unvetted illegals is crazy. Yeah, so sure. Why not? Yes, that's true. Bro, you need a life. Sure, Chad Miller, sure. This is my life, fuckface. This is how I make a living. Do I come to Burger King and tell you you need a life when you're working? Biden allowed 10 million immigrants into the country. Okay. And what does that have to do with what we're talking about? You're just trying to change the subject in general? I figured. And yeah, he went to the border, Biden, and he was like, come on, guys, come in. Yeah, walk right in. You're welcome. Yeah. That's true. Well, not a king, but what happened to the criminal people crossing the water? If they're criminals, why are they going to jobs into schools? What happened to the criminal people crossing the water? If they're criminals, why are they going into jobs into schools? I don't understand the question. I mean, they can get jobs under the table. You realize that, right? They just can't get jobs on the books. Yeah, the borders were, you wouldn't call them open because that would mean the borders were just wide. They were allowing anybody to walk in, whoever wanted to. That's not the case. That's the most ridiculous expression, open borders. No. But Biden sucked on borders. What does that have to do with the fact that Trump is covering up the Epstein files? What? You guys changed the subject because you can't win the argument. I love it. What is exactly what Biden said? What? Tell me. Because they would have caught it. They would have caught it. It's very simple to find out if somebody's a citizen or not. You're talking about the government. Okay. So they would figure out those fucking voter rolls were audited. I don't know how many times because of Trump's horse shit. They didn't find any illegals. Isn't that something? Yeah, not really, Jeb. Not really. And you know why that is, Jeb? It's because they'll work for less. So get mad at the people employing them. Why did Biden cover up the Epstein files? He didn't. He simply didn't. But when they came up with a tight plan for the border, Trump told him not to sign it. Yeah, I just played the clip. Yep. He told him he doesn't want anything fixed during an election year because he needs the issue to run on. Republicans, it was a bipartisan border deal with Biden. They were all for it. And Trump told them, you better not vote for that because I need that issue to run on. So Trump doesn't care about the border. He cares about being elected. So it was just an issue that he was running on. He doesn't really care. Jesus Christ, man. It doesn't matter how many times I say it, does it? It's not the Epstein files the judge isn't releasing, for the love of Christ. It's grand jury fucking testimony. Donald Trump went to that judge so he would get turned down. Plus, he knew that you can't release. Listen to me closely, Mark. I'm going to try to say this to you in a way that maybe you'll remember and understand. Grand jury testimony, grand jury files cannot, by law, including by a judge, by a federal judge, be released during an appeal of that case. Ghislaine Maxwell's case was under appeal. Trump knew that stuff couldn't be released, so he just did that as a show so you guys would do this shit and have something to say to people. Oh, but he tried and the judge turned him down. Meanwhile, the actual Epstein files are with the Department of Justice, and Trump can release them whenever he wants. Whenever he wants. So what aboutism? Okay, so then that makes Fox News' shit better. Gotcha. So CNN settled the defamation lawsuit with a U.S. Navy veteran in January for an undisclosed amount, a sum after the jury found network liable and awarded. So lying to or lying about one man in your book is literally the same as lying to an entire country about an election. Therefore, killing people's faith in voting and taking part in these elections, right? That's the same thing. Okay, Bob. Hey, it's false equivalent Sunday. Why not? Who cares, Kenny? Who cares? Why aren't they being released now? You answer first. President Biden deported 570,000 border crossings per month. Yeah, when Biden left office, he was, there was less border crossings per day than there was when Trump left office. That's a fact. Left is way too deranged. Yeah, oh yeah. Those leftists wanting everybody to have health care and food, and be able to go to college without going into debt for the rest of their lives, and having low prescription drug costs, and wanting to give people $50,000 to open a small business. They are absolutely batshit crazy, Marcus Roth. You are correct. The left is far left now. Time for a Republican to be president for the next 8 to 12 years. And the right isn't. The right isn't. Like January 6th and stuff like that. Like the white supremacy shit, the racism and all that. Standing up for like domestic terrorists and stuff. That's not too far. Okay. Covering up the Epstein files. That's not too far, right? All right. Gotcha. I'm glad to see you think that way. Jeb, because I'll tell you what, Jeb, you want me to drop the link for you? You want to come on and debate me? You could tell me what I'm wrong about and we can argue it out. Go ahead, Jeb. I'll wait for your answer. Only for Jeb. Let's see what Jeb says. Outdated racism is outdated. It's 2025. Yeah, spoken like a person who never has to deal with it. Yeah. That's another thing they've convinced you guys of, that racism is just a myth. It doesn't really exist. Yeah. Nobody more racist than the leftists. Okay, so like the people that actually pass legislation to help minorities, and they've everything that helps minorities and stuff is literally a Democrat policy. Everything, like SNAP, Section 8, cash assistance, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, most of the things you enjoy today, the 40-hour work week, all that stuff. That's all Democrat policies. Yeah. Not if it was up to the Republicans, there would be none of that. But yeah, Marcus, you're right. It's definitely not the side that was marching with tiki torches, and killed an innocent girl in Virginia and said the Jews will not replace us. It's definitely not the people that carried a Confederate flag through the state capitol or the nation's capitol building. 100%. It's definitely not the people that follow people like Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's definitely not the people that literally became obsessed with a man just because he said Mexicans are rapists. It's definitely the left. Today is opposite day, I guess. Okay. What race would that be, Marcus? Let me guess. The poor white people are victims? Oh, poor you. Where did that person go? I thought you said I was wrong about everything. Why don't you want me to drop the link? You don't want to come on and debate me? Why would that be? You said I'm wrong about everything. You must know what I'm wrong about, right? If it wasn't Epstein files, you all wouldn't have nothing to cry about. Bro, it's the most prolific pedophile in American history being covered up for it. The fact that you're not crying about it tells me that you are okay with pedophilia. There's no way around it, Marty. Bottom line, anybody who's against it should be going crazy trying to get these Epstein files released. And oddly enough, although you keep saying, why didn't Dems release them? Why didn't Dems release them? Congress has been shut down for 2 months because Democrats have been trying to force a vote. And Mike Johnson will not do that because he doesn't want the Epstein files released. Okay. So Dems are trying to release them. Republicans are covering them up. It's so dumb to say. If it wasn't for the Epstein files, you would have not. I can't imagine much more important, something really more important at this point in time than that. I really can't. Cash Patel said under oath that all the files that can be released are released. Why should I believe you over him? I don't know that he said that. I'd have to see him say that. I mean, if you tell yourself that, then you're normal thinking outside of the box of the normal simp world. What? Hearing a little about reopening the government tomorrow. That's because the Democrats will probably cave because they're pussies. Look up if white people attack black people more than black people attack white people. Just out of curiosity, why is that important to you? I'm just wondering. Honestly, I'm just curious. I guess you'd think I'm here to defend black people. I don't know, but why is that important? The Confederate flag was flown by Southern Democrats. And who is it flown by now? That was a dumb thing to say, Rob. That was a dumb thing to say. It's literally Republican politicians that fought to keep the rebel flag at the state capitol, flying at their state capitol. It's literally the Republicans who stand up for the Confederacy and the Confederate flag. It's literally Republicans who are bitching when Confederate statues get taken down. That was a bad hill to die on, Rob. That was stupid. It was. Yeah, when the Democrats were today's Republicans, yeah, it was flown by them. Yep. Long time ago. What about Hurricane Maria? I don't know anything about it. Yet, yes, another Scarface move. What does that mean? Explain Schumer and Jeffrey's support for buying illegal votes. There is no such thing. What does that even mean, buying illegal votes? Where did you hear this? Fox? OAN? Which one? You guys just make stuff up. Okay, so Hunter is because of drugs. Gabrielle, are you going to sit here and deny that Don Jr. is without a doubt a full-blown cocaine addict who is always high on coke, even when he's standing next to, I think it was his father at one point, and he puts his finger inside his lip and he does what you do when you're on coke and you're trying to numb those gums up, trying to say Don Jr. is not a massive cocaine addict. Okay. And I wonder why it's important to you, Gabriel, that a guy who never held any position of power was on drugs. And you know what's funny, Gabriel, is I guarantee that somebody in your family is a drug addict, a heroin addict, a coke addict, a crack addict. I guarantee, if not you yourself. But it's okay to look down on the president's son, but not your own, right? I know how you guys are. You're all full of shit. I know. No, it's about whatever comes up, really, but that's what we were discussing. We could talk about whatever. I like when Biden said you need an Indian accent to shop at 7-Eleven. Did he say that? I'm not sure. He might have, but I think that's kind of sort of true, isn't it? That's not really racist. I think it's fair to say. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love when Trump just refused to rent those apartments to black people in his buildings. What are we having a contest? Who's more racist? Believe me, Trump is. Did you hear some of the stuff Trump has said about black people, like from witnesses and shit who heard him say it? Yeah. Charlie was trying to bring people together by saying if it's a black pilot, he didn't want to fly. Yeah, that's what he was doing. Yeah. Look at that. What do you know? What do you know, Bob? No, Joe Biden did not say. Oh, okay. You got all right. Technically, it's kind of sort of what you said. Yeah. In a 2006 speech, which was widely criticized as a gaffe and a comment perceived as a stereotype about Indian Americans. Okay. So you want to talk about anything Trump did 19 years ago? Just out of curiosity? Just Biden shit you want to bring up from 19 years ago. Yeah. It was a dumbass comment to make. But again, Donald Trump literally started his campaign by saying Mexicans are rapists. You forget that? Yeah. I want my state rep sworn in. You from Arizona, I'm assuming? White person is 7 times more likely to be attacked by a black person than a white person attacking a black person. Okay. So I'm just asking honestly, because I don't know. What is your point? What is your point? I'm confused. Epstein files is the most important thing to you. Glad you don't run our country. Well, that's because I'm against pedophilia, Lifter Dave, and you're all for it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's pretty fucking important. Not to mention that Donald Trump is the one who made it that important. Donald Trump is the one that said there's some really bad people in there, and I'm going to release them when I become president. Dan Bongino and Kash Patel, they made them so important. Pam Bondi made them so important, not me. I'm just a guy who happens to be against, child grape. Okay? I'm totally against that. I think it's the most hideous, disgusting crime anybody could commit in this world. So, yeah, I'm a little bothered that those files aren't coming out. But hey, if you're okay with them, you're probably a member of NAMBLA, right? Because it wasn't the same, Jeb Common. Again, you're conflating two things. You're trying to act like it's another false equivalence. Barack Obama deported people through due process, okay? In other words, when he arrested people, before they were deported, they went to court and it was proven that they were an illegal. That's what due process is. And in the Constitution, it is owed to everybody on American soil, not just citizens, okay? ICE wasn't out, tackling old ladies in the street, beating the shit out of people, locking up American citizens only to find out that they are, in fact, American citizens. It was a completely and totally different thing. That's why the Democrats refused to release the Epstein, the grand jury evidence that out Epstein in prison, but they all want the files whispered, planted. Yeah, that's not true. The Democrats haven't refused to release anything. If you're talking about a judge, again, Rob, I'll explain this to you again. And again, you can Google this right now. Believe it or not, you could click off this show and Google this after I say it. Those files cannot, the grand jury testimony part cannot be released. Not by anyone. Democrats, a judge, nobody. That's why Trump felt safe going in front of a judge and asking for them. Ghislaine Maxwell's fucking case was under appeal. Do you understand? Therefore, that grand jury testimony, nobody in America can decide that's getting released. No one. So, again, you're talking about grand jury testimony and not the actual Epstein files. The Epstein files, guys, just to let you know, it's tons of documents, pictures, videos, and everything that were taken from Epstein's homes when he was busted. Do you understand that? Taken from his plane when he was busted. Witness statements, victims' names, customers' names, stuff like that. That's the Epstein files. Grand jury testimony has nothing to do with the Epstein files. Nothing. He never paid his contractors taxes. He cheats at everything. He has no integrity, no heart, no soul. So they're okay with kids being torn apart from their families. They're okay with people being pushed. You're probably going to say to the ground or something. He's a racist talking about black people. Nobody, that guy. Yeah. I don't even know what his point is. We weren't even discussing that. I guess he just wanted to tell us black people attack white people at a higher rate. Okay. Yes, they can what? Yes, they can what? Rob, the files? Who can release the grand jury testimony? Who? The files are fake. Wow, Rob. It's a shame. You don't have kids, do you? I hope you don't have kids, bro. My God. I hope you don't have kids. I swear I do. I'm so fucking afraid that you have them. My God. It's scary. Fucking scary. The files are fake. I read that one. I read that. Me too. They are not pro-life. Who isn't? Remember when inflation was at 9% under Biden? Do you remember when unemployment was at 14% under Trump? You remember that, Jeb Common? By any chance? Do you remember that? Lifter Dave, first of all, don't tell me what to do, dickhead. Okay. Secondly, if you want your comment read, buy a super chat or fucking write it again. It's not my job to search for your comments. but you like open borders where they bring children over for sex slaves, but that's okay with you. You said I like open borders. I didn't. You literally just put those words in my mouth. So what in the fuck are you talking about? Go back on any of my videos and see where I said open borders are a good thing. Go ahead. And then you can come back with that comment. And it'll actually make some sense. American Democrats publicly supported the Nazi Party before America entered World War II, and they denied the guys. I'm going to play something for you because Rob doesn't understand the Southern strategy or the big switch. I hate to do this. I just want to go to bed, quite frankly, but I got to give you guys a little history lesson. I'm going to let Steve Bannon do it.
It's pretty simple to explain. Basically, when Nixon was discovered having committed Watergate, people thought the Republican Party was washed up. But a clever staffer on Nixon.
By the way, Steve Bannon is also going to tell you guys, you MAGA guys, about yourself. So you should pay attention.
It's pretty simple to explain. Basically, when Nixon was discovered having committed Watergate, people thought the Republican Party was washed up. But a clever staffer on in Nixon's White House came up with an idea for how to get more new Republican voters to replace all the people that were turned off by the corruption that had just been exposed, and perhaps save the party. His name was Lee Atwater. And he said, I know where there's all kinds of disgruntled white people. All you got to do is appeal to them over their anger about the end of Jim Crow and about school desegregation and about the Civil Rights Act. And these are the words that you'll say to kind of trigger them. Then we call these the racist dog whistles. And you will send a message to them that they are welcome in the Republican Party. And starting in the mid-70s to the mid-80s, there was a massive change in voter registration from Democrat to Republican on the part of all of these racists and lowlifes and ignorant people. At the same time, Trump started to have political ambitions. Now, it turns out Trump has an IQ of about 73. He barely functions as an adult. If it were not for the fact that his father gave him a lot of money, he wouldn't be able to function as an adult. Trump has less money now than he would have had if he'd just taken the money he got from his father and put it in an index fund in the stock market and just let it sit. But he's gradually played around with it all these years and lost it in all his lawsuits and so forth, and his 6 bankruptcies, and he has dissipated a fortune over his lifetime. Now, he's had the Russians for the last 20 years to bail him out, but ordinary people cannot be as dumb as Trump and still function. But Trump came out onto the public stage and started talking boldly like he wanted to do things politically and help the people of America, and he speaks like a third grader, because that's what somebody with an IQ of 73 talks like, even if they're an adult. Linguists have analyzed his speech, and they've made it plain. He speaks English at a third grade level. This energized dumb people, because for the first time they could understand a presidential candidate. And they said things like, oh, he speaks his mind. He's the first guy that doesn't use a bunch of fancy words and confuse me. Now I finally understand what he's saying. And of course, what he was saying was a lot of things they wanted to hear. They were the racist dog whistles. And so you had a beautiful alliance from their perspective of racists and stupid people. The lower 12% of the IQ distribution corresponds perfectly to Trump's supporters. Now, these people are so intelligent that there's actually a federal statute that prohibits their induction into military service. They didn't want to have a repeat. Congress didn't want to have a repeat of the McNamara's Morons incident from Vietnam, which is a notorious thing you can look up on your own. McNamara's Morons, it's called. Basically, we had a Secretary of Defense who had the idea that, hey, why don't we recruit low intelligence people, send them to war and see what happens. And what happened was they died in droves, and of course things got worse. And so they didn't want that happening again, so they actually passed a law. You're not allowed to recruit and induct into military service the lowest 12% on the IQ range. But they're still allowed to vote, and Trump energized them. He made dumb people think that they finally understood politics. He made people strut around proud of themselves thinking that they had a grasp of the issues, because they could tell on some level that Trump wasn't much smarter than they were, but there he was, a big shot. So he seemed like a champion for them. And of course, all these people forget that they aren't rich. They didn't have a dad hand them the equivalent of $412 million. And they can't do the things that Trump does, and they can't get away with the things Trump has gotten away with. And even Trump himself is not going to get away with them indefinitely. But the stage has been set, and this is where we're at. Basically, we have a fanatical core of low intelligence voters that are solidly behind Trump. They will back him no matter what he does or says, because they don't care what he does or says. They just know he's their guy. They understand him. They like him. He talks to them in a way that they can comprehend, and they are fanatical in their support of him. He has given them what they see as dignity and strength. And then at the other end of the spectrum are smart people from all walks of life. I actually used to be a Republican myself. I'm ashamed to admit it now, but I know I'm not alone. I mean, millions of people who make sure that they turn out to vote against Trump used to be actual Republicans, because the Republican Party is now nothing but a loony bin of the very low intelligence, and there's just no way that you can be associated with them at all. So now it's going to be, you know, some range of conservative to liberal Democrats again, except that it'll mean something different than it used to mean. I mean, those Democrats won't be conservative because they're racist garbage people from the South. They'll be conservative because they have some other philosophy about the role of the market or of private enterprise or something like that in the economy. At any rate, this is the problem we have. It's basically now just the very low intelligent versus the high intelligence. And the thing is going to be decided by undecided people who don't pay any attention. People in the middle that don't pay attention to politics, no matter whether the politicians are smart or dumb. They just show up on election day and try to do their best. Those are the people you have to reach. You have to get them interested.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
So there you go. That's the Southern strategy. You see, it was the voter base changed. Okay. Republicans started appealing to racist people from the South, and Republicans or racist Democrats started changing their voter registration to Republican. Therefore, the racist Democrats of back then are the racist Republicans of today. This is a fact. It's not something that can be disputed. Jimmy Carter was a Southern-born Baptist. Okay, this is after the big switch. He's the last Democrat to win the entire South, and that's only because he was a Southern-born Baptist. Okay, not a single Democrat since then has won the South. So, again, guys, I know you don't want to believe it, but the Democrats of the KKK and slavery and all that, those are the Republicans of today. That's why Democrats don't like the Confederate flag. That's why Democrats rip down statues of Confederate soldiers, and Republicans want them up. You see? It's like fucking teaching life to a 5-year-old. Guys, listen, I need a favor. There was no big switch. Even after he heard that, yeah, there was no big switch. Except there was, Rob. Except for that. Guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. And it's very important that you subscribe, especially if you agree with me. Do it as a favor, because I had a goal tonight for how many subs I wanted to hit, and I'm so fucking close right now. So if you can, and even if you don't like me, if you just like the arguments and you want to, I don't know, see these shows more often, please subscribe right now. It would mean a lot to me. I'm going to be checking my voter count here. Let's see. No, there wasn't. Yeah, okay. So you're telling me, Rob, the Democrats are still the party of the Confederacy, and the Democrats fly the Confederate flag, and they want the Confederate statues, right? That's what you're telling me, right? I'll wait, Rob. I'll wait for your answer. Come on, guys. Keep subscribing. Yeah. Good point, Laura. That's a fallacy. Okay, so Rob, are the Democrats of today the people who support the Confederacy and fly the Confederate flag and say that it's part of their heritage, the Confederacy? Go ahead. Say just yes or no, Rob. Is it the Democrats that fly the Confederate flag? Of course he is. It's so dumb what he's saying. Democrats haven't changed in over 240 years, except for the fact that they changed entirely. Southern heritage. Okay, so is it Democrats that say that? Because let me tell you something. I know Republicans born and raised on the streets of Brooklyn, and they say it's their heritage. But the fact of the matter is the Confederate flag is just a symbol for racism. And the only thing people in the streets of Brooklyn have in common with the people in the hills of Alabama is racism. Not one bit they didn't. Rob, I'm going to ask you again because Rob's having trouble. Rob, I'll speak slowly this time. Are the Democrats the party of the Confederacy today? Do they fly the Confederate flag today? Do they fight to keep statues of Robert E. Lee up today? Yes or no, Rob? It's an easy one. You can do it. I know you can. So what? You're from Long Island. What do I give a fuck? Who cares? Asked and answered. No. Yes or no? Fallacy, yeah. Would you just learn that word today? Yes or no, Rob? Rob is going to deal with Trump. What's going to happen when Trump is out? I don't know. I don't know. Rob needs guitar, bass, and sax lessons. Okay. Biden said that poor people are just as smart as white people. He did. He was an asshole for saying that. Yeah. No doubt. Stupid fucking thing to say. Asked and answered. No, you have yet to answer the question because you can't, because you'd have to admit, oh shit, it's the Republicans that are all about the Confederate flag. I mean, quite often you see, you don't see a Kamala Harris sign next to a Confederate flag or an Obama or Biden sign. You see Trump signs next to or flags next to Confederate flags, right? So that would prove the point that there was a big switch, wouldn't it? Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Do it again then, Rob. Do it again. It's only either 2 letters or 3 letters. Yes or no. Go ahead, do it again. Answer the question. Are the Democrats the party of the Confederacy today? I'm waiting, Rob. I know. Guys, hit the like button. Subscribe. I'm almost there. Help me reach my goal, God damn it. I'm 5 away, guys. 5 subscribers away. Come on, man. Democrats haven't changed in 204 years. Okay. Except for the fact that they did. And that's why you can't answer yes or no, because you know the Republicans are the ones that support the most prominent symbol of slavery, you know, and that want statues of slave owners up, and Democrats want them taken down. So you know what I mean, fuckface. You know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. I know the Confederacy doesn't exist, and you know what I mean. Or maybe you don't, Rob. Maybe I'm giving you too much credit. Your fallacies aren't getting a test. All right. Rob, you know what? Just because you're disingenuous and a liar and you can't even answer a simple question, I'm just going to get rid of you. How about that? Now you don't have to worry about this show anymore, Rob. You could just watch from a distance now. You ain't got to worry about being in the chat or nothing like that. What makes me so mad is that they still approve of... Oh, I read that one. You can't teach history to MAGA. I know. 4 away. 4 more subs, guys. 4 more subs. Was it the Dems who started the cake? Holy shit. Daniel wasn't listening, guys. Daniel wasn't listening. Does anybody else want to explain it to Daniel? Will you guys do me a favor and let me take a break for just I'm not going to leave. I'll just sit here for like 45 seconds or a minute while you guys explain history to Daniel, because even though I just explained it, he doesn't understand and my fucking head's going to explode. So please, if you wouldn't mind. Guys, you know what it's like dealing with hundreds of these assholes every night? Go ahead, please. Explain it to them. I can't do it no more. I can't. There was no flip. Explain it to Jeb, too. Jeb doesn't get it. I'm not going to bring Steve Bannon back on to explain this again. I don't want to hear it. You're so sorry about what, Laura? Let me tell you something. If the Democrats were the racist party, you racist MAGA people would be voting for Democrats. I mean, that's the simple answer right there. No Democrats voted for a guy who said Mexicans are rapists. No. DJT is a diehard criminal. He does nothing for right or good. No. Rob can't. No, I blocked Rob now. Rob's gone. He's being a disingenuous jerk off. Deprogramming is going to be something else. For Trump supporters, yeah, Jerry. If Lincoln were alive today, he would be a Democrat. Exactly. Yes. If you're listening, you need to subscribe to say thank you. Thank you for that, Susan. I appreciate it. Yeah, guys, come on and sub. I'm down to very few people. I want to get going and go lay in bed with my wife and go to sleep. You're sorry about that. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Unfortunately, it's what I do for a living. You know, you should see how it's like in the mafia communities, arguing with people who literally like advocate for serial killers. Yeah, it's the same type of thing. You're talking to very stupid people. Did it 10,000 subs. Thank you, guys. Now dickheads will unsubscribe just to drop me below that, but please keep subscribing just for that reason. Anybody, it would be very helpful to me. What time is it there? 12:16 a.m. You asked if KKK is in the Republican Party of today. So I asked, was KKK the Dems years back? Yeah, who are now the Republicans of today. Yeah. So in other words, the Democrats of today are not the Democrats before civil rights. You understand? The Republicans of today are the Democrats from back then. Okay. And the Republicans of back then, they're Democrats now. You understand? It's pretty simple. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. 10,000 brainwashed idiots. Most of them aren't from politics. Only about 1,000 are. It's from the mob shit. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Guys, please keep hitting subscribe just in case. But was it not just racist from all parties that were part of the KKK? I couldn't tell you, but I know now it's just the Republicans. Vernon Rice, $4.99. Shout out to you, brother. The Constitution is pretty much my freedom papers, so anyone going against it, I'm also against. I'm with you, Vernon, and thank you very much for, I hope you subscribed and hit the like button, and thank you for contributing financially. It means a lot to me. However, most Republicans are not racist. Which ones? Tell me which ones aren't racist. Yeah, bye, Rob. I like to use left and right to avoid the rep and dem confusion. Oh, yeah, I feel you. Democrats, nothing but power bottoms, pussies just like you, motherfucker. Wow, Mark, you are really a gay guy, aren't you? It's weird, man. I say this on every show because there's always gay MAGA people in the chat. And Mark, there's nothing wrong with you being gay. Listen, that's fine with me. I have no problem with gay people, and we're very inclusive over here. So, don't get mad at me. I would never disparage a gay person. Never. Not for being gay, anyway. I'm a leftist, as you know. But you motherfucking MAGA people have gay sex on the mind and transgender people on the mind 24 hours a day. You're all closeted, I'll fuck your wife in the ass. I don't think you would. I don't think you could get hard for a woman, Mark. I think you got a problem. I think it's a you problem. Listen, I'm not saying being gay is a problem. I'm saying being in denial about your gayness is a problem. You guys are going to learn eventually, like, you can't fuck with me. Like, I'll roast you to death and I'll always win because nothing you say bothers me. I was part of the YouTube community that was solely about the mafia for years. You have no idea the shit I've had to deal with. So yeah, I'm bulletproof, guys. I really am. Oh, no, not another one. Daniel, go back and watch the live stream. He needs remediation. Oh, Daniel. Yeah, Daniel doesn't understand things. He's like Rob. Can't read my comment. Is it too convenient? Is it too convenient? What you say doesn't bother me. Democrats vote for transgender. Really? I'm a Democrat. I've never voted for transgender anything, and neither has anybody I know. Let me see. John Pewterball. What comment would you like me to read, John? Where is it? Funny how all the Dems stood for when I grew up. Funny how all the things the Dems stood for when I grew up are the things the Republicans are for now. Yes, John, absolutely. 100%. I'm sorry if I misunderstood you at first. Right now, the only person with balls is Gavin Newsom. And I'm not a huge Gavin Newsom fan, but at least he has balls to fight back. Dem here never voted for that either. No, I've never even seen transgenderism on a ballot. You know what I mean? I've never seen it. I see names usually, They're not caving. The Democrats, you don't think? I don't know. We'll see. No, Mark. No, of course not. Not you. No. Different Mark. As opposed to Trump's now, no, I don't remember anything like that. Even if you don't compare it to Trump's administration. Really? Is that right? Yeah, I don't know too many, but I'm sure there's been many good people in every group. Well, except for MAGA. There's only a few in MAGA. And how all of a sudden the left is just the most violent. All of a sudden they're not. That's just something you're being told. You're just being told that. Is there more right-wing violence or left-wing violence? Because they did a chart. Figure 4 left-wing versus right-wing terrorist attacks and plots in the United States 1994 to 2025. You can look all this shit up. Like, it's not even a contest. Democrat violence is like a fraction of, you got to remember, you MAGA people, it's always you guys, you know what I mean? Shooting up a church like Dylan Roof, or, you know what I mean? Like committing some mass shooting anywhere because you're very bored out there in the suburbs and stuff. You know, it's white domestic terrorists that could do the school shootings, the mass shootings. That's just a fact of the matter, you know? So Democrats, yeah, I know you'd like to think so, but just because Charlie Kirk got killed by a guy who, by the way, appears to be a Trump supporter because his entire family are Trump supporters, I guess you just want to say that he's a leftist and then say all the violence is being committed by the leftists now. How about Michelle McCormick and her husband when they were shot and killed in their home, the Democrats, by a MAGA person? What about that? You guys bring that up ever? I didn't think so. Yeah, no. Yeah, there's a lot of Republican, a lot of MAGA violence, a lot. Look what the left did to Portland. When, Marty? Because I hope you know that was a long time ago. Like, Trump is such an asshole that they showed him video. Well, Fox News played videos of Portland burning like years ago. I think it was the George Floyd thing or something. And Trump sent the National Guard to Portland. Well, Trump said this with his own words. He called the governor of Oregon and said, you know, they had a conversation about the National Guard being there. And the governor told him, I don't think you understand. There's nothing happening here. And Donald Trump literally said, this is the president of the United States. So are you telling me the stuff that I'm seeing on TV isn't real? Yeah, he got fooled by Fox News because that's where our president gets his information from. So nothing's happening in Portland. That all has shifted to Dems over the past few years. No, it hasn't. You can look it up. I'm telling you, there's stats and everything else. There's graphs you can read. Don't make me do your homework for you, Daniel. All you got to do is Google it. And then when you come in and say something, it could be an informed, intelligent statement you make, you know, so you don't look stupid. So when the presidency, the first term, who is doing all the riots, looting, etc., people, individuals, I guess you're assuming they were Democrats. But again, all you got to do, guys, is look it up. I'll just keep saying it. Look it up. Is there more right-wing or left-wing violence? And you'll get your answer. There's not even a contest. Okay. There you go. See, I guess you guys think that those riots and that looting, that everybody there identified themselves before they started rioting as a Democrat. That's not what happened. Well, as we know, the Democrats of yesterday are the Republicans of today, Marty Stamey. We believe it is real in your twisted mind. I don't have a twisted mind. I do not have a twisted mind. I just know shit that you guys don't know. Oh, my Lord, I get my news from independent reporters, and they are destroying Portland. I've looked it up. Were they doing it before Trump sent the National Guard in? Because they weren't. There was videos all over the place. They like sent the National Guard to like a farmer's market where people were just walking around. There wasn't even a protest. Nothing was happening. So, yeah, John, sorry, man. And they're probably lying to you and you're showing you old videos and stuff. Got to be very careful what you listen to. When did you get TDS? When did you get STD? Yeah, they are. They still think he beat Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. Criminal G. Floyd. No. I'm just saying that you can't count that in Democrat violence. That's not the kind of shit we're talking about. Otherwise, you'd have to count all the people that rioted on January 6th. So, you know, you're talking about shootings, mass shootings, stuff like that, political violence, shit like that. It's kind of a different thing. Matter of fact, you probably can include January 6th. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I got to get going. Thank you for everything. I really do appreciate you. You have no idea how much. And anybody who donated, even if it's $1, you guys are fucking awesome. Portland was so calm, I felt out of place. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah. You guys are awesome. And I really, truly appreciate you being here and contributing, whether it's through comments or donations or anything. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great morning, I guess you could say now. And I'll see you next time. Peace.